Hi, I'm Greg Wasinski, and we're discussing the album Between the Lines with Catholic performing artist and my very good friend, Michael James Mette. Michael, so great to be with you.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
This song that we're going to talk about today, Bruised, is beautiful. Man, I got to tell you that as the father of teenagers, that this song is special. When I think about what our young people are doing.
Oh, interesting.
They think that it's pretty popular for young people to feel the stress of the world. And, technology and having things in our hands and everything else is kind of put a special pressure on them to get information instantly. Mm-hmm. So depression and anxiety is on the rise. But Bruised is beautiful. To me, these lyrics talk about that everybody hurts, everybody bruises sometimes. And I think that our young people need to hear that. We all need to hear it.
Right.
But especially in struggling with what they struggle with in the world, that is beautiful.
See, that's so interesting to me because my oldest daughter, Gabriella, she said that this is her favorite song on the album. That's interesting you say that. I think the song, I wanted to write something that doesn't celebrate our fallen side, but says that there is beauty in that. We talked about it with All Things New, that it didn't end with Good Friday. It continued on to Easter Sunday. Mm-hmm. That sometimes God can take ugliness, He can take the sin of Adam and make it the beauty and glory of the incarnation, and that's what I think so often people need to hear. Yeah. People look at the church and say, "Oh, there's a bunch of hypocrites. They're just as broken as the rest of us." And it's like, yeah, I'm the worst sinner. I get in line.
Yeah.
But not to wallow in that, but to see God's glory through that.
Yeah. I wrote an article one time called "I Love My Wrinkles." Mm-hmm. I was looking in the mirror and I'm like, man, I'm getting older. Some wrinkles are showing up.
You and me both.
But the ones around our mouth are from laughter, and the ones around our eyes are from the times that we've had sorrow and grown from it and learned from it. And so when I think about our bruises and our scars, they are who shape. They're what shape us to who we are. When you wrote it, do you remember what was happening in your life, or was there anything? What inspired the song from the title or that time?
I remember coming up with that guitar riff and thinking it sounded kind of cool, and then kind of just going down the rabbit hole there, and really trying to listen to the elements and say, okay, what the guitar riff reminded me a lot of something that The Edge from U2. And so the lyrics kind of, it's like, well, what would Bono sing there, and it doesn't rhyme, and it kind of is different. Verse 1 is different than verse 2, and it's got kind of a weird breakdown thing in the middle of that. So I think there's sometimes that songs that you sit down and you're trying to channel a specific emotion. Yeah. And this one was more just saying, God, what do you want to write? Trying to let me get out of the way and just see kind of where the rabbit hole goes.
Yeah, and so when I read these words, because bitter is sweet and victory defeat in the eyes of the one who matters. So wipe off your tears and cast down your fears. As dust turns to dust, we're going home soon. We'll leave it all behind.
Yeah.
We are made new.
Yeah.
It's that play of once again that there is newness when every sin is washed away. That everything that we've experienced is just in our past, and that the bruises don't matter. And so I thank you for writing this song, because I think it's going to relate to a lot of people, to know that they're not alone, and to know that the mistakes that they've made or what they've been through is simply part of their story and not everything that what they are. So this is the song Bruised is Beautiful from Michael James Mette off his album Between the Lines.